Hello. I'm wearing a full sweater because I didn't bother changing. Also kind of high up. Hello. Can't really see how I look actually because I'm too busy looking sideways. Oh, this is not the stream manager. I'm a dumb. No wonder I can't see myself. I can normally look at myself in a delay. No wonder I can't. Oh no, hurt myself a little bit. Eee. Hello. I can see how I look. Ooh, it's called not great. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Well, my turnabout. Oh, is the game even showing? That would help. Let me double check. Yeah, it was, I mean, it's 11, so it's definitely that one. Ooh, hot. I don't remember where the hell I was. What was I doing? The knife is gone here. Can I notice it? I can put my finger on it! Fork! The fork is missing! Hey Phoenix, it's the fork! Well, I think we've gathered all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Oh, I'm done! Oh, Pearl, she looks so worn out by this. She hasn't slept at all, and she's been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh no! I'm okay, really. I'm fine. I really am. You don't look fine to me. But okay, I should just go. It's telling me I can leave, and like normally that means I can leave. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to you. Hey yo, how would you rate Phoenix as a stepdad? I don't know. He's like alright. I feel like the kids would walk all over him, which I guess is like nice for the kids. He's the dad that stepped up out of 10. Wait, for who? Pearl? Pearl's parents kind of dead though. And the mom got, you know, convicted of no, actual murder, not attempted. Someone died. He kind of rough on Pearls. He's not that rough, although she just follows him around. But I guess in this situation, Pearls and Maya are both very mean to him. Did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. You mean Miss Inapax's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one who discovered the victim's body. Clever. Mr. Nick the Transceiver. True. Beep. Hello, Wright and Crow Law Offices. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Maya, where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Phew. Which is why, I suppose, she is absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree? So we have one shot. Do not... Wait, Maya, let me hear her! Very well. Ask my... Maya, is that you? Sis, ask my sis! So talk to Mia? Is that what she's saying? Maya, damn it, you cut me off! Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she? So, okay, this is the thing, right? Maya can technically channel Mia, and Pearl can channel Mia, so they can use that as a form of communication. Actually. And if they say Pearl can't do it, I'm gonna cry BS, because the whole point was that her magic abilities are even actually better than Maya's. And Maya's the one that struggled and trained this whole time. So if Pearl's better, Pearl should be able to do it pretty much on command. And we've already seen her do it on command. So I'm just saying, if they're about to say that she can't do it, I'm gonna be very mad. Sis, what does she mean by what? I don't know. Maybe her sister. Maybe her only sister, Phoenix. Come on, Phoenix. Here's a hopeless one. I'm sorry. There we go. Thank you. Mia! At least Pearl figured it out. I have a message from Maya, so come, ask me anything you want about her. It's still so weird that they give her just massive hanging boobs. It feels like they put Pearl's character in so they could have a character that's physically so much smaller that Mia's boobs would have to burst out of the clothes. You know, they needed that justification because for Maya, she's like, it's like tight on her and like a little cleave, you know? But they can't go full underboob with Maya's because Maya's outfit would obviously still fit enough. I wonder if we can check on Mia's plant with her here. I'll try. How's Maya? She's safe for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left, and I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use a spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. I love Charlie the Fur. Here, we'll try. Oh, I can't even examine. I can't examine anything. It's all like, it's all. This is apparently too intense of a moment for me to dilly-dally like an ass. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Wasn't it that guy? Maya's locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her. It would have to be just now. It's been a day. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Drat, it's locked. But the door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard, then click! They magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. This one? Let's examine this first. All sorts of things piled up here, too dark to see. What's this? It feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. Are these... And these, they feel like barrels. Okay, so she can't see this. I'll pass. Too bad I'm really hungry and not really thirsty. And also, I don't think the wine would save you from starvation. Would it help you in a starving situation? Aw, someone dropped a card here. It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. I thought, okay, either it's dark enough she can't see, or light enough she can see. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. I guess I get the I think, but if it's that damn dark, it's gonna be that damn dark, you know? What a strange card. Ah, that's it. This shell card. If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it. Okay, I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting or worried. He's gonna be right there. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. Oh, I made him a turtle dude, bro. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I don't think this is quite the skater voice. I did like a whole cha voice. I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today, I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed, well, let's get going. I think I'm gonna fail, and Maya's gonna escape, which saves me for a day. Okay. It's him! This is Wright. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a little bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. Grr. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would he want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer Dude? Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Ungard. The prosecution defense ready. Defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. You must tell me something. Please keep it brief. Now, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma. What? Shot by an unknown gunman? That's the present. So he's saying, I gave you a present. That's the present. But then it's going to be love of my life that I'm against. What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that the man was talking about. This present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. It's gonna be love of my life. Edgeworth. That's good. You're... I thought he'd show up. Your Honor. Due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. He's in the wrong spot, I take it to him. It's that boy! How are you? Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. So like her dad. Luckily, I've looked this case over and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Ungard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. He knows what's at stake. I finally found the answer I was struggling for in my long journey this past year. Okay, now it's not too high, it's too low. I guess I trust my ability to not hunch a little too much. By the time this case comes to an end, you two will know the answer. Whoa, okay, that's really wrong. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Is his whole thing gonna be like, finding the truth? No matter who is right. Witness, your name and occupation. My name's... Oh, God, what did I do? Oh, I did like a forget about it voice. My name's Dick... I can't do voices today. My name's... I was trying to go like to a... My name's Jeff. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. For now. After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Oh, I cannot do an accent right now. I'm walking here. Yeah, that's the accent I'm trying to do. I think I nailed it more last week than I'm doing right now. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If you want to explore the various facets of this case, we want to start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, I'd have to be with Edgeworth. Yeah, I'd have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. Answer he's struggling for. Interesting. Show me this... Show me this answer you finally found. Bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. Oh, I should do the Brooklyn accent. God, this is too hard. After looking into the case and cause of death, we believed he was definitely murdered, sir. Is that how you do it? At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I can do one tone, that's it. I see, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. and ended around 8 p.m. and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. But it would take in 8:30? Between 8 and 8:30? Wait. Oh, I do not have the autopsy report. Do I? I don't know. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Onguard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. Okay. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Onguard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see, and that's when she found the victim's body. After looking at the cause of death, I'm not going to do it for on repeat for these. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. Porque no los... Well, there's more. The cause of death, was that because of Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. It's a very shallow stab. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here, to this bandana. On his neck? Banana. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck. I don't think banana and bandana sounds close enough. He's thinking banana. Ah, yes, see. His banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have crafty murder on our hands here. 8:15, which makes sense, strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. And why did you think that? It was wet and empty. Because it was empty, pal. Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? Okay, Judge, you need to shut the fuck up. We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. So much for my theory then. Empty, there's some water on the top of the lid, Bear's Creek. The water's gonna be important later. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. What convinced you that nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well, then where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. Do you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. The guitar case was empty even before he got the guitar. So is that like the goal? Was the goal for something about the guitar? Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana, and after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edward's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Why arrest on guard? Matt on guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. That was not right. As for the evidence, there was jam in Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. So it's gonna be that someone, to frame him, took the knife from his dinner. Obviously, because it's still missing, and it's so goddamn obvious. Dick, be a better detective. Dick! What if it's just on that and like nothing else? I don't know. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used for the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clear, sir. But grip Gatewater isn't great. It's so clearly. And there's this button that was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood is on the victim's. Is the victim? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can't do it. What? All this points clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like, just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. He's not that mean about it. He's normally meaner. Used to be meaner. Why arrest on guard? On guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals to each other. Dicks! In terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard did he not? Yeah. Do you know what's ironic, pals? Juan Carita was always one step behind Mr. On Guard and everything. Oh, it's starting to get country. This year, it seemed like he was finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Carita lost the Grand Prix in the end. It's too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. They each thought that the other guy was in their way. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Carita in the upper popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Oh, detective? It's not... Well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's, why's your foot out there? I look forward to your pension negotiations. No! Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. No, not my poor pension, too. Detective! If you value your own money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir, we can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello, anyone? Okay. Button. Do you have any proof the button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the German ninja's costume. Huh? But can't you just tell by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Yell, Swin. Red? Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. The thread snapped and the button was torn off. You match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button. It's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Unguard's house. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Kurita, and then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button. Almost immediately after the murder, the police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? What do you mean, pal? How the defendant held the knife, for example, did he hold it normally, overhand, or overhand? Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. The defendant is the owner of the knife? The knife is the hold it thing. There's no way this is a premeditated murder even if you bought the knife. Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, it's not too good. If the prosecutor can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered with victim's blood and a knife with on-guard's fingerprints. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. For any battle, you must fight your enemy's weakness. His testimony... Okay. Let's get water. Objection! Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument is that the murder was a premeditated murder. That this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard of that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... heh. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. Except Gumshoe! It's gonna be the scarf, right? But I didn't oh. Question is, where did this knife come from? I already know. It came from the victim, Mr. Kurita's room. No. Sorry, Your Honor, but that's incorrect. I already know! The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, it would... Electra... What's on top of the cable? There's a knife and a fork on the table. I know. Give it to me. I know. If it pleases the court, I would like to ask for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt. Especially what was on top of his table. Like, doesn't that just give more proof that it wasn't him? That it's, you know, taken from his dinner plate? Rescued leftover dish. To the conclusion, Mr. Mattengard's knife was missing. Mr. Mattengard had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife to a visit to kill, of course? And with that, I believe all the prosecution has to prove, this is a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. It must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. So he is helping me. It means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Oh, well... The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If the answer was something wrong here... Save. I have to. I have to now. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. I'm giving you one chance, only one. I don't know. This is new evidence, though. I'm supposed to hide this one. I'm gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be wrong.
Take that!
So you're... Ah! Yes, 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 I failed, I know. How can anyone lose? Just save before every decision? I have to now. Is the crime scene? Is something in the crime scene photo? Nope. Okay. Options. Load. Where's the stretch I'm still owed? Maybe it helps with the thinking. Okay, 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 okay. Am I supposed to say no? But I have to. I only have one chance. Oh, silver. Tomato juice. It's the tomato juice. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is not a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. No, it's a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase is broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all the things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say the glass was set there after the crime took place, by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. And that does sound very plausible, right, Mr. Wright? There's no way. That's over. Look for proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct with certainty. They just might fall for it if your thought-provoking is provoking enough. The killer drank. I would get up, but my cat is currently here, and I would be sad if I knocked her out of my lap. A well-done glass. I would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never use anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think the wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left in this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? That is why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. I'll be holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Krita. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass on the dresser. Tisk, now you see, Wright, you can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out, I will show you that I have the answer that I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution is yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. So again, I think the whole point with Edgeworth is he's trying to find out the truth. And that's his point of the prosecution. Not to win or lose, but to figure out the truth. And so technically he is fighting because all the evidence does point to his guy. But he's allowing for evidence to be presented and witnesses to speak to ensure that the right verdict is being passed by presenting all the evidence. So I think that's the whole thing, right? Bailiff, bring the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? My God! Let's see if I can keep up. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Gotcha! Ugh, I wondered what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet was the wicked witch of the witness stand? I tell you this time I know what I'm supposed to do, so today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with the terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Oof, shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Oh no. Yes, madam. I'm not using my old lady voice, it hurts too much. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please! Testimony, please. It's true what they say that youth are hotheads nowadays, not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel the night of the murder. This is correct, Miss Oldbag. It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he is cute in a fresh way or something. But not me, I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Carita. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I keep waiting. I'm reading hers way too fast because I keep waiting for it to just keep going, and so I'm trying to keep up from the start. I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well, please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Okay, she's not gonna go off here. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard, not on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Why was he leaving the room? So Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. What you witnessed? After the ceremony. How was your post that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help, I'll have you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails. Okay, sounds dangerous. It was a good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? What do you want to find out? Something you were interested in, and just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course. What? What was the thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. But should it prove relevant, you can always have it appended to her testimony. It would just be like a relationship, right? You shouldn't force it right now. The witness stayed in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time. Good eye out. Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Carita's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born, so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, well that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness saw this someone, correct? Who in the world was that? Not allowed to say. Sort of information is be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. I'm so scared I can't say his name out loud. Oh, I wouldn't give her Francisca's whip. Just on guard. I don't know why they just made that a huge, like, segue into the next thing again. Are you sure about that? Yes. Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Deja vu. If he was leaving, he wouldn't be carrying anything. Clothes in detail. What a dress and menu are. It does. No, what was, I guess that was the thing. The gaudy thing he always wearing, that racing jacket. He was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant nothing but that's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. So Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant anyway? Very important? Of course it's important, Your Honor. And perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony is important. Your Honor, I would have requested that your witness said about the jacket being appended to her testimony. With this, but alright, witness, please. I must. He's wearing this flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? She's lying. He wouldn't change out. He's gonna present something. Why would he be wearing his clothes? It's definitely that. His nickel samurai costume. The witness's statement is clearly false, Your Honor. What? Ah. Save before I lose more, but I think I figured it out again. Damn it! We're just gonna load. I don't feel like going through this again. Just load it. Okay. Present, not press. So not present the thing that he... present this.
Objection!
Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? Ah, it's button number 2 on the Jam Ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identifies it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. You don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. What does it do? Die-hard fan. This button was discovered in Mr. On Guard's body during a full body search. See, this button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. See, on guard is the nickel samurai. Witness. Now, it just may be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant on guard was wearing his usual racing jacket? I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe you'd think I was the most gorgeous thing ever, but I didn't have to put on the wearing the ridiculous outfit. It's outfit's ridiculous. I'm gonna check for skirts, which I really tell you it's heavy. So heavy, I was shooting such a CD seconds ago, but alive for those dreams, kids, to understand, to take a look at the mirror. Your clothes are as interesting as documentary on curling. You should take up a 10 or trick for 2 from Edgy Poo. I missed the ending. That was the fastest yet. Rap God. I definitely just started saying sounds at some point. Now hold your tongue still for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard the man, but Mr. On Guard the nickel samurai? Why is everyone wearing the goddamn costume? When you think about it, that's what most fast rappers do. Kawa. They're really one and the same anyway. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy Poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist. On guard, yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right, it was the nickel samurai that I saw. Convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. He must have worn it when he was stabbing poor Juan. But he was never gonna go to that show. I knew it. I knew you'd say that he was inside the costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside the costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But that's literally what happened last time. You literally were there for another case where this is what happened, lady. Youngins, today I told you there's no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is true. You were wrong last time! At least she's just as delightful as a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, my cat got up. I'll attempt. I failed last time to do an actual bridge. Because, goddamn, it hurts, and my arms are weak. Mom's spaghetti! Oh god. Oh, I can't do it with this hair. I'll have to take it out. Ah! Why am I so weak? I did it. Guys, I did it. Ah! Ah! Hi, Cookie Girl. Ah! Ah! Oh, I didn't zoom out. No, wait. It's very small. Sorry. Mwah. Mwah. Healthy mind and healthy body. We're not going to try and do a proper bun. We're just going to do whatever happens. Okay. Good enough. It's gonna fall out later. Your ad is about to start? Wow, I can see when it happens. Hey, my ad's about to start. I'll use this time to adjust the camera. And then I slouch to down here. I slouch here. Do you have Prime? Do you not get ads? Are you immune to ads? Ow. I should make an I was gonna say I should make an emote about like I survived the ads. Maybe like a follower only, like back from the ads emote, so I can know. When are they coming? I don't know. They said soon. I waste all this time, so I don't know. Maybe you got an ad blocker on, or you have premium or Prime or whatever the fancy Twitch is. I could be a dick and just click an ad break. What would happen if I just like kept clicking ad breaks over and over and over? I definitely would limit it, but that'd be so fucking funny. I don't remember the kind of ad blocks past me installed. Maybe he was smart. I guess so. Still works then. Well, then I vote you unblock it. Help support me with, and then complain about how hilariously long my ads are. Because I don't know what they look like because I don't get them for myself. Because God, that would be a way to just like farm. But I heard they're long. I apologize for that. Mr. Wright, you may cross negative in the witness. On guard now. I remember the nickel samurai. That's right, it was the nickel samurai I saw. Oh wait, I'm supposed to cross examine. God damn it. Take. Ah, God damn.
Hold it!
2 cent per view watching ad. I don't know if you can farm that great. If I just left my stream on, I mean, I don't know. Dude, I don't know. Would you please get on with your testimony? Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. Oh, what? A striking figure by the sea. Standing all alone is he. He's the nickel samurai. I'm guessing that's how she's singing. Probably costs more than the electricity letting the VC run. I don't, well, you know what? Probably. She's actually singing Someone Help My Poor Ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you be good and stick to the facts. Okay! You promise, right? Me and my gums. Gam Gam loves your gum gum. Sorry, I think I got like lipstick on my teeth or something. Or did I? Or didn't I? Or did I? I did. As hot as that looks, sorry. Okay, I feel like I'm a dirty face toucher. You could probably make a full compilation of how much I touch my face, and it would just be hours. From one stream. Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Oh, I didn't see that. Critical Samurai is what I saw. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket. Now he's not. Not too long ago, then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? I mean, technically, he wanted to be a defense attorney for a long time because of, Miles. See? Look at where you are now. You're not a Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, but I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? Who puts weight into things I said, like, 10 minutes ago? Touch, get off my lawn. The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. All that matters is that the man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? Oh, I got an achievement, but I can't read it. Judge Wagner, I guess. Oh, I can't read it. Just kidding. I'm dumb. And why would that be? That way, no one could see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. And it's also his costume, you dumb bit! Okay. Truth be told, I know quite a few people that don't take what they say seriously. That's perfectly normal nowadays, unfortunately. Yeah, but she's also, like, in court on a witness stand. I don't think the same rules apply. That was an official testimony. Where we were like, what were they wearing? And she's like, a racing jacket. And we're like, are you sure it was a racing jacket? And then she was like, yeah, I'm sure. And then we were like, yeah, but it literally couldn't have been. And then she was like, oh yeah, it wasn't. It's like, don't take what I said before seriously. You're such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. LMA, who cares? Who cares? That was so 10 minutes ago. That was so 10 minutes ago. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it. So maybe it was some more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costumes. I can't get my hair. It's like really itchy now, trying to hold it up with this clip. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know, so he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Oh, dicks. Okay. Is there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture sort of thing. And that included Juan. Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. Anyway, must have worn the Nickel Samurai suit when I assumed. There was no blood on it though, so let me ask you one last time. Well, I guess there wouldn't be blood because it was a strangling. The person you saw really was the Nickel Samurai? As showy as ever, haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? He wasn't going to appear. You don't need to think too hard on this one, huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and sitting in what that contradiction means for us. I know he wasn't supposed to be there. These are good enough. that's right. It's the nickel samurai I saw. I'm making it for him to wear his costume during the murder. Also, everyone's teacher after this crime, you know? So he must have worn the nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. No, but there's no, like, evidence. Do I just present the ticket now? I'll try. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. No, it's wrong. Load. Ah. No, damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I still don't know. Okay. Is this cheating? Yes! Makes sense. I'm guessing it's the photo. Why? I don't know. Nobody will come to me. Nope. Nope. I gotta be honest, if you could save and reload in real life, I'd use it. Hell yeah. So much time wasted on wrong people saved. It's gonna be something dumb, isn't it? Okay. No. I have no idea. How many times do I try before I give up and just cheat? Show her the glass. Did I forget to press something? No, it says she already put. case?
Objection!
Apparently it is. Please take a look at this. Knife's so big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. For my intention, it's a knife used in the murder. Do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. The costume has gloves? Is that what you're driving at? That's exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? Whose car are we driving? If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai's costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Now let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai, and at that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax, talk with the victim about the stage show, which is why he took all his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Edward's theory? Edward's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now to use... There is a contradiction already. This theory contradicts something in the earlier testimony. What are you blabbing about? Was the kill in that case? I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without an intent. There's this one.
Take that!
This knife was used by Mr. Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that, which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought the knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Krita, I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant had held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing, if the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't have been all over it like bees in a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order, order, I say, order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt. To frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course. To frame?
Objection!
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't have been a single fingerprint on that knife. Ugh. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Enchipoo? Gah! Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? Alright, then who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Carita, am I correct? Hahaha, the way you think. You are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person. Me, I could just fucking say it! I already know. It's gonna be the girl. Profiles. We're waiting for her. This is the tabloid. Gossip. Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager. You know who it is. Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this, well, this is, I see. Really into the article? And this manager with initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness, what the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information, some very secret information from a certain source, so that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. Very well then, witness. Please testify about this secret information. Get ready! This is going to take the wind right out of your young'uns. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10 years old. Secret information. Bum bum bum. That on guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge whatever, and his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? No one else but you and me know yet, okay? I already know that's not the case. Sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. The truth is never pleasant. What about this? I'm gonna save my progress. Save the progress. Looked into this matter and found that the truth, I don't know. Ill will toward the victim. Smash this once for all. Guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Gotta burn old bags with fire. Okay. I'm gonna fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. What on earth? Are you Top Gunning me right now? That on guard is one evil man. Can't say something without proof. That's just slander. That woman is getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. Came from gossip land. That the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. What? Never get me to say touche. On guard will never get me to say touche. Wow. Wow. Scandal, what do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? I don't know, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. Send his own manager. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did such a thing. You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. What do I wish I could do something about you? They didn't show any ill will. I don't have anything of that. Save again. But I'm pretty sure this is one of those things you're supposed to reject, because I don't have any proof. I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. A free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy. That's the way the cookies crumbles for you anyway. This is the one, manager. Okay. I took action, lying in wait, go to the room, capture her, teach her a good lesson? Teach her a good lesson. Make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun like this? No, stop! Well, it was too bad the woman didn't come through the door that night. What, I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. That's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? It's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. What's further? Don't be a good girl and tell me where you got the secret information. You won't get to go home today. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me. No. What do I have to do with this? Just do this for me, you'll get a reward. I don't want your reward, but you leave me not much of a choice. The witness could have gotten information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering. As long as you don't know where the information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. I know where she got it. I know where she got it. Skip. Evidence. No one else is supposed to know the secret information, correct? That's true. Why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it, witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Lottie's stolen camera.
Take that!
The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it. That's the note. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note? I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm sidekick. She was so happy, smirking like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? Ugh. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come up with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it's only a piece of paper. We can overlook just this one. I'm gonna save just in case. But also... pressure her! I'll let she get away. You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? It's a stole! Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying... Okay. You annoying brat. I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? This old bag. I don't believe the note is the only thing you stole that night. The camera!
Take that!
This old bag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie, $1,600 camera disappeared on me. Why, witness? What is it, Gramps? If you have that then it's only logical you have the camera too. Yes, Moxie? Lucky, go get her. Off the couch. It looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Is this the camera you're looking for? Oh, this is not the camera you're looking for. Ah, my headphones. Ugh. Moxie, can you get off the couch? Sorry, she's allowed on the couch if she's relaxing on it, like she's happy with the couch. But if I just let her J-chill on the couch and she's not laying on it, there's a risk she might pee on it. So, especially if she's riled up. So I needed to get her off while she was riled. She can go back on it later if she just lays down. What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? Oh no. Are you laying down? Are you resting? Okay. Are you resting? If you rest, I don't care, but you must rest. Well, maybe you'll watch my cat take a piss on my couch. Let me know. Silly meals like you fall in love and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card, and that's what I noticed. It said, slime bag celebrity photographer extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. We're watching you. I'm like trying to like watch the cat a little bit through the camera as well. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it. Again, the pants look too long. This is the Nickel Samurai. It looks like the pants are supposed to fit him. But again, last time it wasn't a problem. See, I told you that's the guy I saw. This proves the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does this all mean, Edgeworth? It does not prove the person is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. No copies of the costume? They definitely would have them. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have to examine every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. So again, my theory is that I'm going to fail, but Maya actually escaped, and we don't know that yet. And so it will give us time to figure out the case. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? We're done for. If there is an objection here and below it, then I put Maya's life in jeopardy. I mean, I have to. I literally have to. Something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. This is coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with the bunker buster. Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. And you should only have one chance, correct? Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? This photo's strange. I'll take that. The pants are too short. Too long. I'd like to direct the court attention to this area. His ankles? There we go! If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. Engard. What is the meaning of this? Nice gloves.
Objection!
I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai poster. There we go, you can see his feet. That's what I was looking at. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Is he clearly holding it up? There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious, huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true, he's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. If he doesn't feel under attack, then I haven't damaged his case at all? Where does this leave us? The person in the photo is not Matt Engard, and everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume was not Matt Engard. In that case, who is this the photo of? Who is the person wearing the costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? I already know. It has to be her. She's our suspect.
Take that!
Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who the Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. Okay, we're gonna save. We're gonna save. Before I mess up again. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Ungard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ungard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ungard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say it, it's what you want? Say it. Let's shift things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Cruz. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order, order, order! It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. This is kind of bad for us? Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Just got back from voting. Nice. The song slaps. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot do. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth's gonna say, he knows what's at stake, so he's gonna try and help. Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Tisk tisk, unexpected development. I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews, what opinions did you have? Left wing or the right wing of the same plane? Gotta vote for the prosecutor based on if their name has a pun. Wing. I read wing because my eyes. Based on if their name has a pun, that's it. I voted for all the puns! He's waiting. She's the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man. In honor of this game. I knew there's no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. He saved our butts. Very well. That's an idea I can get behind. We'll call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Alright. So, Edgeworth, again, is just saving us. He's fully saving us. We were... Like, we had no way to keep the court going. And again, we told him, right? Edgeworth Carey. Dude, I can't believe that, Adrian. No way. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. He's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had it easy to... Oh, sorry, that's not who it is. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time for like 20 minutes? See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yeah, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Is it gonna come up? you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Yes, Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Carita, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita, all to get the suicide note back. Sounds plausible, but one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about the relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regard to Miss Impax. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Is Mia like the older sister of Maya or something? She was killed in the first game, like in the second case, technically main case after the first, like, beginner introduction case. She's killed, and she was my boss. And then that's how I ended up working with the sister, who's just like a psychic technically. NKNNM, yes she is. Mia Sag, yes. But, I mean, Mia Sag, but also she's, like, literally always here. I finished the blood of my victims. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. So I think the whole point of this case is Edgeworth is going to be weirdly calm. And, like, we keep thinking it's something up his sleeve, but the whole point is he's just trying to get the truth. He doesn't care if he wins or loses. He's just pushing his case, and we have to push back properly to fully prove which side it is. It takes a good game to be bold enough to kill off the best character, true. Yeah, she's definitely one of the best characters. But also, she's just here constantly. Especially with Pearl. With Maya, it was more like random moments, but also she's here, yeah. And they make her look like herself. And it feels like they killed her just so they could make her boobs pop out more of the clothes because she's morphing from the bodies of smaller people. Also, like, I can kind of get that people not understanding Maya was Mia when morphing, because they're like sisters or whatever. They're just like, wow, she's showing a little extra cleave today. And then they did Pearl, and you're telling me no one noticed this like tiny 9-year-old little child is suddenly a full-ass woman with just full under boob, flesh and side, between boob, under boob, everything boob, just everywhere. They're like, little Pearl's looking a little older today. That was a huge olive branch to the community, like Sour Patch, sour than sweet. And they made this in 2000, it was a wild time. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant of this case, Mr. Vanguard. I see now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yeah, sure, what is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine. I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Carita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. Well, this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter, or was that a bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you. I'm accusing you of that! I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then, witness. Please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. It was the time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when your fingerprints... the fingerprints in the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. You have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Someone take Matt from his room. Someone died. I need some good-ass juice right now. Some tomato. What was Mr. On Guard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. On Guard did say he was taking a nap, and I guess you couldn't say it could not have been taken out of... What? It could have been taken out of his room, yes. Excuse me, it who taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. On Guard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, yes, right? Witness may continue. After that, I went to Juan's room. Oh, my bad. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. Best friend. The only reason? I beg your pardon, what are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at the time. Chunk of evidence. What did you see when you got to his room? You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrew is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had any romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock, and you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. I don't think beauty has anything to do about being shocked or not. This is the photo you're returning to correct. Oops. Knife lodged in his chest, and the guitar case was like this too. It was open and empty, of course. What did you do next, witness? I felt slow, I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. And then didn't drink it, because it's untouched. There was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Miss Andrews, would you like to confirm? I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind, it's no big deal. Oh, she's starting to say. What's further? Told me to press. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? It's a mess of glass. Yeah, it was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry, I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Another fight affects some of the light. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Is she really the murderer?
Hold it!
What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take one's pulse, so I set the glass I was holding down to the dresser. That's when No. You are telling me. Okay, I get it. She saw a dead body, whatever. You're telling me you walked in, you were like, oh my god, he's dead. Let me pour myself some tomato, not drink it, and then go, you know what? Before I drink this tomato juice, let me actually check his pulse. And then put the drink down, knock the vase over, and then check his pulse. Get my drink on. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. Do not crack so easily. Keep on the defensive and not loud. For Maya's sake.
Hold it!
Oh no, it's dead. Damn it.
Objection!
After I went to one's room. No, onto the guitar case. Okay. I think it's this. I'm not sure though. Only on top of the lid, but she said it was open. And in the picture, it's open, right? Yeah, it's open. The fact that it's on the top of the lid makes no sense. I'm still gonna save scum though, because I'm a garbage human being. No, it's fine. Because I never lose! Other than the times I lose and then I just go back to not save. But that's not the same. Present the guitar case.
Objection!
Some V8, a terrible drink of all drink. I actually really like V8. Yeah, it was this. I was right. Okay. I really like V8. Actually, I can't get good tomato juice here in Korea because all the tomato juice is like not salty and like kind of watery. And it's like unflavored tomato water with like a little bit of tomato pulp inside. I'm jealous of people who like it actually. I like tomato juice. Spicy tomato juice can go eat shit and die. It's awful. And I'm so mad when airlines are like, we don't have normal tomato juice. We just have spicy tomato juice. Because it's not a good spicy. It's not a good spicy that even matches a tomato spice. That's why it's like awful. Savory drinks are not common in my part of the US. On an airplane, I don't want a hot chip experience. Yeah. It's just not good. It's a it's a spicy flavor that doesn't match tomato. Then it's mixing with your tomato, and it's on a plane where your taste buds aren't as good. I knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what's so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that were true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. What is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. I don't know it. What's wrong? The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor, not in the case. Okay. What's wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, whatever. The glass shards should be inside, not outside the case. Ah.
Objection!
What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
Objection!
No, think about what Miss Andrew testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Ugh. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection!
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? I know. It has to be about the note. It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Make her testify. Say first. Okay, so my theory is either the guitar, or the guitar case was supposed to have the note in it. I think the guitar case, because she kills him, right? So I think she got the suicide note, and it's damning or something, and that made her decide to kill him. Because there's intent to kill, or at least threaten. She could have brought the knife to threaten. But of course if it went bad too. Or she knew she would kill him if she found the note. If it's in the guitar, then it's a little early to kill him, I think. But if it was in the case, then I think that's what makes sense. And that's why he kept the case with him, even though he forgot the guitar. Make her testify. Empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. I know. Wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, he's never angry. He's just like, it's been so long. For the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Ouch. Everyone's so mean to Phoenix. I don't really remember too because it's dazed. Did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see, are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, it was me. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Phoenix is getting negged by Edward. He gets negged by literally everyone. Including the little 9-year-old. So you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Karita's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case. Phoenix abuse simulated. As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? She doesn't. We're getting back on topic. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. I know. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found in the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Sorry. I know. Is that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try. Come on, Phoenix, we can't let up now. It's kind of money up. It's our chance. Got a weapon to hit her with? Save. The problem is I'm not quite sure which one. It's either this one or maybe not this one. Okay. I'm gonna guess this one. Honor. Ah! Alright, let me see. How do I present that? I don't get the juice. I mean, I'm sure it'll come to pass later, I'll try presenting that. Ah! Okay, now I really don't know. Any indication of a note? Before I open the case, even I don't know. Damn it! I didn't mean to do that again. Submit days. So open the jar case after an activation. Well, I guess after all. I need something either that says it wasn't empty or that it was. That's with his fingerprints though. There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. The stab wound doesn't look so deep that he was choked. The stab wound didn't kill him. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Ah! Okay, yeah, that was it. I figured it out. What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at that time? Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. That's strange. You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? That proves that you were wearing gloves. Oh. I do. The glass. The glass has your fingerprints. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Ah, even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Ah! Oh my god. What? Order, order, order! Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here, but it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty, though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. It was the note! What was in the guitar case was not a bright red guitar. You don't mean... It was a bright white guitar! Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that, so the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that it on the case. Your Honor, this is obviously defense. Defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. I've been right every time! Steer the court toward an unrelated topic and lure us all into his misguided... No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it's wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. You're so sure, right? And I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us to why the guitar case has anything to do at all with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Let me save. Save again. This fucking idiot. Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Not being the only thing? You don't mean there was a black guitar! You're trying to push your theory the case is not empty? Is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours, you haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? That's what's fun. Come on. Why would you... Ah! It's definitely the note.
Objection!
Not the body.
Take that!
I don't know how to say it. You don't mean that a bright black guitar was inside the... Great. It's the note, but how do I show the note? It had the butter knife and said, "No, never know when you get hungry and have to make a sandwich." That's so random. I have no idea. Makes no sense though. The wine glass. Dude, I don't fucking know.
Objection!
Is it this?
Take that!
Random bullshit, go. I'm like, for most of them, I had half an inkling. I have no fucking clue. Is she holding a note? Can't see the middle arm though. Random bullshit, go. Oh my god, it is. What is in that picture, Your Honor? In this picture? Doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? What? Explain yourself. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be in doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone else see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative reporter who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get the shot, correct? You mean this photo? Why are you surprised you chose it for that reason after all? Yeah! For that reason! Of course. I knew always. We've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. You know my strategy. If you speak first, think later. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt on guards. Why would something of the defendants be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? It's true, that's a little baffling. Mr. Wright, I would like to hear your thoughts. It's fair. Did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume you're talking about was a spare one. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? That's what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? That would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And there lies the sticking point. Okay, we're gonna save. I don't know what's about to happen, but I know I need to save. Way too long.
Objection!
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the nickel samurai spirit costume? With gusto, I believe in you. This one. Nick had no... On the night of the murder off the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. Press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something after the conference. I heard of this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? What struck me as strange was that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, this can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He's going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something, and by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Engard. I'm going to say this because this is a lot of talking happened. That would mean, but if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure. Miss Andrews, I can see why you're a pros at what you do. Pardon me? Just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Miss Andrews, please offer an explanation to us. I was the one he asked to help set it up, and the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. You? Juan had bet everything on the Jamma Ninja this year. Why not, like, say that? And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What? And do you know what the secret Mr. Ungard is? Of Mr. Ungard's is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. Ah, I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. Ungard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. The moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him. By doing what? The logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready for it to make a ruling. Now everything is swung to the opposite side into the scale again. Turn her logic upside down. Sorry, I'm save-scumming the life out of it, but it's like, it takes so much time to backtrack. Would you say your intuition was speaking to you? Your own reasoning. To prove someone did something, you need three things. Three things? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these three things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach that to us at school, at least not from what I remember. It's because, as a defense attorney, you're not expected to investigate the crime. May I continue now? Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. Would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes, do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt Ungard. And you knew this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews? Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. Ungard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony, please. betray you personally? Why do you ask? Anyway, you were the one who helped Mr. Krita with his press conference, and that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Ungard, yet you still helped out.
Objection!
First on trial right now is Mr. Ungard, right? But the witness was thinking helping the victim with his plan is none of our concern. In any case, this means the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time.
Hold it!
He did. Didn't you already testify he was taking a nap? Are you telling me that that too was a lie? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for a show, he honestly was sleeping. As to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I can find no flaw with what Miss Andrews said. I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at me. He's glaring at you, smart guy. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife.
Hold it!
Why do they call the knife evidence? Cover camouflage. What about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and the murderer fought. During the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jam and Ninja costume. And with this button, that button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama. Is that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. It's like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. It does not sound like you're protecting Mr. Ungard. I don't know why I called him Mr. With an icy stare, yes. Why is she icily staring at me? For Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony. Let's turn off wandering his fight with Matt.
Hold it!
How do you know that? Match top. Perfectly fit, so I heard.
Hold it!
Stab the guy in the back, and at the worst possible time.
Objection!
Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ungard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Krita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Ungard as much damage as she possibly could. The witness bears ill will toward the defendant.
Objection!
This isn't the Phoenix Wright wax philosophical power hour. And please stop slandering the witness. Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make it talk. I'm gonna pin you down this time. Sorry, mistakes were made. I sneezed too hard. Phoenix Wright Power Hour. We're all here for exactly that. Bless you. My allergies. Matt was the murderer. Oh, I don't want this peach candy. It's like Garuppe. I know what his motive was, but I don't have a way to prove I'm right. It has to be arguing against something else, though. Alibi. If it was ripped off during the fight, how does it have blood on it? At least you don't have asthma. Imagine being bad at fucking breathing, of all things. I didn't... oh god. I don't have asthma, but I have very poor lungs. I lived in a, like, mold basement for a year when I was young, to the point that it almost killed me. Literally, I had, like, a bronchospasm, and the doctor was like, if your family waited 30 minutes longer, you would have completely stopped breathing and maybe died. And ever since then, my lungs have not been great because I went back to that basement afterwards because we didn't tell the doctor about the basement. And they thought I had asthma, so they gave me an inhaler and stuff, and my lungs were still fucked up from living in there. My lungs are terrible now. And then after that, I had, like, pneumonia that not almost killed me. I shouldn't be dramatic. I had pneumonia that filled up one of my lungs, though, fully. It was crazy, because the x-ray was just, like, a white lung and a black lung. And it got diagnosed super, super late, because, I went to my not normal doctor, and the lady was like, you got a cold, wait it off. And this is my mom bringing me into a doctor, so I was not normal. Like, I was not normal sick. Because my mom is Chinese. She ain't bringing me in for shit. And she brought me into a doctor that time, and then a week later, because I was so bad. Because my breathing was so bad. Damn, I feel renting can suck with that especially. No, we were living in my great aunt's basement for a year. It was completely unfinished and just like brown and wet and moist. And there was actually a bedroom on the first floor that I technically could have stayed in. It was just a bedroom, not used for anything in the house. But I was their great niece, not their granddaughter. So they're like, that room needs to stay open for our granddaughters that never sleep here because they live like 4 houses away. I don't think the entire time I lived there they slept over. And not that they couldn't even have slept with me, they were the same age. But that house sucked. That family sucked. That living in that house for a year is why I have like scars on my face from their dog biting me in my face twice. Actually, there's 2 scars. What the fuck? Damn, soothing with Phoenix, right? No, yeah, that was insane. There's like me mildly writing a book about just like the fucked up things that have happened because it sounds just like movie levels of wild. Your family sounds wild, but not in a good way. Yeah, it's pretty bad. That family was probably the worst. Just the great aunts, really, like in that house. Because my cousins were fine, honestly. They didn't really know what was happening. Although what I will say what was bad was Thanksgiving. My dad wasn't there for some reason, and my mom wasn't there at the time. But I was with my grandma, and my grandma's a very nice, but a very doesn't stand up for anything, kind of scared of her sisters type person. She's more scarred by this than I am because she was very much like a bystander that didn't do anything for this child. I was like 8 at the time, and it was Thanksgiving, and we're passing around all the food, and I took a little bit of everything, except the I've talked about this story before, except ambrosia salad. It's like pink marshmallow something and fruit pieces, and I really even now I don't like sweet things too much. Really don't like marshmallows, first of all, and just knew I was gonna hate this dessert. That was the only thing on the whole table I passed on. And the great aunt noticed this and was like, why didn't you take any of it? I was like, oh, I just don't think I'll like it or whatever. And again, I was like 8. I was tiny for 8. Maybe 9 or 10, but still tiny. 8 or 9. And then she goes, you eat in you come to my house, you eat what I make. And she has her at this time they had to be in their 30s, 30-year-old son and daughter, like, pin me against the back of the dining chair and force feed this to me, so that I ate everything at the table. Meanwhile, across the table from me are my cousins, her actual granddaughters, that one is my age, one is 2 years older, and they're just sitting there eating like a can of SpaghettiOs because they refused to eat anything at the whole table. So that was probably the other worst thing. And shit like that is why I was like, I should make this into a book, because it sounds unbelievable. Like, it sounds like something I would say someone almost like wrote for a movie or some shit. I hate it when people parent other people's kids like that. Well, it's like, it's not even the like insanity of it, it was like the sheer unfairness. You sure it wasn't some kind of hidden camera movie scene shooting? Dude, that one, the dog bite, I mean, since we're down this road, I should like, here, we'll take a brief like, I already gave that, this one's way shorter. But it's also kind of like a bit like wildin'. So, for the dog bite one, I was, the first time, when I was living with them, living with them, I was like 7, 8, second grade. Where are the royalties? My sister in a movie writing, and we joke about script ideas to cope with family trauma. Yeah, no, I have a lot of ideas about stuff, but trying to like write it all down. This is wild. No, so I was like in second grade, and as you know, 7-year-olds do, I was pretending to be a dog with the other dogs, just like walking around. I look up and I'm face to face with their bigger dog, and he just snaps in my face. And then, wait, I don't know if you can see it really. I don't know if the quality's good enough. There's like a little line here next to my eye that is a scar from that, and like really close to the eye where it cut in. So we're lucky I didn't like lose an eye or something. That one was not that bad though, because there's just like a little cut here. The bad one was who knows how much later, like weeks, months, whatever. And I was sitting on the couch, like petting the dog, and the dog was kind of like my cat now, just like kind of curled up, whatever. And I was just sitting next to him, petting him. And then I just look at him. And as I look at him, he like springs up and bites me in the face. And I didn't feel anything, but there was like shock, and I was like, I need to see what this looks like. So I run to the bathroom. Little 7-year-old Kyla is running to the bathroom. I just look in the mirror. It's just red. The whole thing is red. And my dad was in the basement at that time, because I was in the living room. And so I open the basement door and call my dad up. He just like grabs a towel and slaps it on my face. And there were a bunch of little cuts on my face. The one that was the worst is this one. Again, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you can kind of see it here. Like this indent here that's a bit wider. That was the deepest cut. My dad even said, he's like, that's gonna need stitches or it's gonna scar. But we didn't get stitches, because then the dog would have to be reported. And this was the second time he bit a person. A few years later, he bit another person, but they said, this is the first time he's bit anyone. He would never. So that he didn't like get put down. And I'm sitting here with 2 face scars. But anyway, then my great aunt finally gets home, because it was just me and my dad at the time. And she just lets the dog outside. And then she was like, what did you do to the dog? And then like you must have done something to make him bite you. I was like, I just was petting him. And then also I got in a lot of trouble for bleeding everywhere, because I didn't realize until she pointed it out, but my clothes were all covered in blood. And the blood dripping from my face had made a line on the carpet to the bathroom, and then back when I ran to the basement door. So there's like a line of blood on the ground. So I got in trouble for bleeding everywhere. And that was it. And I didn't go to the doctor. Now I have scars on my face. Alright, right. Now she's a cat person. No, I actually, okay. I'm fine with dogs. I found out I'm 100% fine with dogs, even bigger ones, until they are about this far from my face to face. When they are when they are close to my face, like if I'm sitting down and they're like looking at me face to face, I do start to feel uncomfortable. But if they're near me, if they're around me, I don't have any problem with them. It's just the face to face thing that I start to get a little nervous. Even with small dogs, because small dogs are evil. I'm kidding. I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't point them out, honestly. I barely even do now. Yeah, I mean, also the lighting helps wash out a lot of it. I've had it where in university, someone swore up and down I had cream cheese on my face and just kept making me wipe my face over and over and over again. Until I was like, are you talking about my face scar? Is that what you say the cream cheese is? Which it was, because it never went away, because it's my face. How dare you bleed? I know, right? How dare you bleed? That's rough. Yeah, so you can't, but like, okay. I can see it now. Oh wait, this is on, okay, let me check my actual stream manager thing. Maybe you can't see it with the quality then. I was gonna say, you can kind of see it now though. This is through the internet, through streaming, through like a camera. So like in real life, it's much more apparent. Not that bad. It's like the mole in the middle of my nose. You don't notice it until you do. Since I've also pointed it out, you will now find yourself only staring at the mole on my nose. Spy check. If your sister wants to use any of my stories as writing material, I do expect to be, what's it called? Given royalties. There we go. Because boy, do I have more. Not from that. Those are probably the craziest. But, like, it's a ride. Alright, back to the game! This is just like the most cheerful background music happening at the same time. Okay. Button was turned off during the Okay. Did I save? I'm gonna save. Just to be safe, I'm gonna save scum. The time's gonna jump up because we were talking. I've definitely talked body dysmorphia music plays. We're gonna press this because there shouldn't be more on it. Your Honor, that's statement of contract. Damn it! Well, I immediately failed. Where's the 1v1 against family member stories? I feel you though, lucky my birthmarks are all in hidden places. I had one when I was 14, wasn't a fair one, but oh well. I mean again, I was like 7 to 9 during when these happened. I don't think I had, and it's small for that age too. I don't think I had much fight in me. I already have crazier stories from when I actually had to like legally get myself out of other problems that happened to me, not that I caused. But those are more for the no. Those are more I could talk about, but that's like turns this into a whole different stream. So I guess those aren't my craziest stories that I just told, because I have worse ones. I almost run off from Juan joining this fight with me. Keep in mind, my sister works at a big claymation puppet studio. It's hard not to brag about it. I mean, that's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I mean, yes, it's like bragging about it, but also it's like, it's a good accomplishment. I don't think it's like that terrible to be like, I did this thing, you know? I worked hard and got this thing. When that's like, if that's your whole like personality trait, then that's a bit much, you know? But like, it's repping the family, yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's cool. Okay, I still don't know what the hell to do in this game.
Hold it! Objection!
He has motive to kill, but she won't say it. Now I really don't know. I don't know. I'll present the gossip.
Objection!
Damn it. I don't know. How does she know again?
Hold it!
Speaking of where and what.
Hold it! Objection!
Why does she have ill will for the defendant? Did I miss something?
Hold it!
It says I need to press her more.
Hold it!
I directed this.
Hold it!
Nappa's room.
Hold
Didn't I
it!
press all these already?
Hold it!
And then I definitely did this one.
Objection! Objection!
What am I? Ugh, I can't tell. Love sandal. Sandal.
Objection!
Do not. Nope. What is it? Does anyone else know? 'Cause I don't.
Objection!
Oh, God. Another random bullshit loop. Oh.
Objection!
I don't know. Can't wait for the moment you stop pretending and pick the very obvious right choice. Then tell me, Regis! Tell me! Rude. Oh my god. I'm just talking shit. I have no idea what the game wants. Remember the button? Yeah, the button one was important, but what? I already guessed all the ones for that.
Hold it!
Again. How do you know that? I heard that. It's vague for me. It's not trolling enough. All the pictures of the samurai, maybe? Not sure which one. I presented this one, didn't I?
Objection!
Is there another one? There's like... this one.
Objection!
Like in the hallway? Yeah, I'll do the hallway one next. But... is it because there's no button here?
Objection!
Nope, it's not it. Oh no, it's frozen. Okay, there we go. I mean, I'm already getting to the point where I might look it up. This was 2 years ago. People doesn't make sense though.
Hold it! Objection!
No way. OMG, what? Is it obvious? Is it? Are we dumb? Are we idiots? What? I pressed all statements. Testimony's flawless? No, I pressed them already. No, I did! I did! I literally did. Did I just not go through? Did I just not go through the end when I pressed them all? I'm gonna like lose my goddamn mind. Because it's implying that I need to present evidence. Oh. I did the second one. God. I hate things like this though, where it's like I can't. This is the hardest one in my opinion. I did go through all these though. I swear. I'm a little wishy-washy to me. I guess we'll see if I press a little more to make her talk. I did it! I just pressed all of them. I pressed all of them. I did it! I pressed them all! It says I need evidence. I just pressed them all again! But you'll need strong decisive evidence to make her talk. I'll check a different guide. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Unless it's broken. Now I can definitely save. Watch this just be like anti-save scum fodder. You smell terrible, girly girl. I'll use this as time to reapply my lipstick. Sorry for spam, it's okay. That's the first thing in our current interest. Is that Juan? I'm waiting for the second half. So what is this statement? Did you get cut off? Autopsy report. But no one would put off. So it was the thing I was saying. It's just the autopsy report. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Objection!
It's the victim's autopsy report. So I'm sorry for gaslighting you. It's okay. If you've been here for the Temtem streams, you'll know that I've been gaslit repeatedly. So I'm used to it. It clearly states that the cause of the death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stabbing the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? See, okay. So why didn't it work when I presented this evidence? This button has to be has victim's blood on it. Unintentional gaslighting because you're wrong is a big L. Because she revised the testimony. Which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it is impossible that the button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. No. I had pressed all of them. I had it. Remember, if you even check the VOD, I was like hovering on, like me going through that did not reveal new statements. I was literally hovering on that for so long. I already tried to present the button thing, but I didn't present the autopsy report. I presented the ripped off button. What is the meaning of this, right? Don't even give me that. You check the chat. You were commenting on me being on that one. I remember the rip off the button one being important. You literally said. So I was literally hovering on that. So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you once. My detective skills are top notch. Don't even tell me something happened that did not happen. I know. Mr. Edgeworth, why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not turned off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this off from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean to pin the crime on guard, obviously. It was moved to his Hakama. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On guard. There's no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right, Mr. On guard was set up by the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is, well, Mr. Wright, who in the world? We already said. I can believe I managed for this trial all the way to this point. The real killer. We already know it's her, but I already made this argument. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you! You are Mr. Kreda's killer. What? Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, we're gonna say so. This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence to support your change? Any evidence? All the evidence points at Miss Andrews. How preposterous, you can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could have only been taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Ah! Just so many spare glasses. Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he'd already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On guard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found in the guitar case, and it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints in the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. Ah! And to top it all off, is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene at the time. No reasonable person on Earth could believe that this Nickel Samurai is Mr. Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, aren't you? Are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? Just gonna say no. I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Unguard's room... Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed, understood? Alright. So she was told to plead the fifth. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea in her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things looked bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix, but there is still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished yet? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this. Edgeworth gave me this evidence, so he knows I have it. So I think this is him leading me to using it. Everything the good lawyer has proven up to this point has been meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Carita. Are we gonna have to, like, she didn't want us to show that she was gonna try to kill herself, and I kind of feel bad if we have to show that. Did you want to kill Mr. Carita? I believe this may lead me to incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking a defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point of time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And the defense's theory that she's the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there's only one thing the court can do: declare a recess. Recess? I request that both prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... I have. Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you swinging to? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... Is he gonna save us? It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, well, what are you... It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they're shaken out, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again, as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Aloha viewers, followers, and primes on Mistrim? Is it my stream? Mistrim? Well, we're just gonna... Okay. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request, Miss Andrews, if you please. I found the body. Glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired, looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the tough thought was that he was dead. Didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. He was clearly sitting there in the middle of the room, dead. Just went to pour him some juice. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. I love how the testimony can change so drastically, and there's no, like, crime of perjury. Why'd you say so? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Please be careful. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. So I have to find something. Didn't really pour for myself. Wasn't anyone else in the room? Of course not. Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer? Quiet and listen. What was I saying? It's just gonna lead back. I knew it was gonna lead back. Surprised when I walked into the room and I saw it in this messy state. It's a mess. The fight, Mr. Frida. Before you go accusing people of crimes, find yourself some evidence. What did you see next, witness? He was sitting slumped over, entirely in the corner. Slumped over? He was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed, looked like he was sleeping. That right there is something. Maybe this is the one that's supposed to be flawless. Crossed your mind. He lost the Grand Prix. That's what I thought. He didn't think he was dead at all. Thought he fainted? Asleep at first, but the room was in such a state. A fight with someone with a glass of juice? Yes, he always had a hard time waking up. Always had a glass of tomato juice. He was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. How did you come to realize he was in fact dead? But the case was still open, wasn't it? This is what it all comes down to, huh? You can letting your guard down. This is still a problem, though. Which one do I present?
Objection!
You honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Frida's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. That's, well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pouring something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No! Thought he was just taking a nap. He always naps like this. It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to life. The defendant, Mr. Matt on guard, is not guilty after all. But But that's impossible, you're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. But that's because, Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. And there's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt on guard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we... Is she not the murderer? Here's my question. Nice strategy to defend Matt. What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. So it wasn't her. It wasn't her. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on guard.
Objection!
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. The witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt on guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma, huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. And right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and is clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. The absolute truth! Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please. Someone help me. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? The court can't continue like this. However, therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Is it obvious? There's no one else it could be except the one crying over there, right? Come now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix, right? Force Andrews to testify. It's something, yeah, so something's wrong. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this, not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you're really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Miss Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet, how dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it is clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls onto my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Is he gonna disclose that she almost killed herself so that I don't have to, technically? Mr. Edgeworth? This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Yeah, she's gonna reveal it. Stop, please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. Ah, that's the second part of the suicide report, the attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please stop, I beg you. If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Edgeworth, how could you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still bleeding lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was... Is it Matt? No. What? Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. Lotta? Should pin the blame on a certain person, a certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all of this? It might take the court a little while to understand, but... This is the truth. The real killer is Matt, that scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Creta, in the chest with a knife. So... Was it somehow... I'm so confused. She didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and convince the cops. please stop being shocked and cross-examine her. My crime. So there was no knife, but you could tell from the state of the room there must have been a fight. Did not know he was dead? He had a scarf around his neck, but that scarf is part of the costume. I didn't think it was strange, his head was also tilted down a bit. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. He was dead when I formulated my plan. It's still kind of confusing. What plan you had? The murder was Matt, because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world? So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin the crime on Matt. The knife and the button? First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Matt was just full sleeping? After killing someone? That was so he could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, the police would certainly turn their eyes toward him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. The knife returned to the scene of the crime. Stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Was it Matt too? What? Oh, you were the one who's tried to stab me with a knife? It gives me goosebumps to think about it, what a horrible thing I did, but at the time I couldn't control my own body, it moved on its own. When I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. We thought to rip off one of the buttons, planted on Mr. Guard's Hakama. Then things never go that smoothly. It's Lotta, right? An inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. There's Lotta. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing. That's Miss Old Bag. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. I couldn't well go get myself caught again. And the person in a samurai costume. I took it from Golden Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Juan wanted to wear the costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is the secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the nickel samurai costume, that people would think Matt was the real murderer. And I was careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the crime. Costume, sorry. I think we've heard enough. We planted the button into Matt's Hakama, yes. Pulled up the costume, stuck it out, got rid of it. Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt on guard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still objection. Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. There's a single piece of evidence that points to her as... Isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. couldn't establish the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But, Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Arrange her for detention immediately. That's all. Court is adjourned for today. It's over. Mia gets out. Maya definitely got out. He's gone. Bum, bum, bum. Today's trial, it's over, and I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand, it had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked me about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright, I remember just now I found this in the room on that day. The room that day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as the clue to this case, I don't see why... Witness, that card, give it to me, hurry! Edgeworth, do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This, I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card, what in the world is it and what does it mean? Mystic Maya. We'll have to find out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. I already went bad over. I'm only supposed to be streaming like until 2 a.m. now because of my studying, and I streamed till 3:30, so I have to go to bed real fast. Both my cats are asleep. This one's asleep. The other one you can't see in my chair is asleep. So, we will stop there for today. I'll be back tomorrow with... I think tomorrow's the TFT day, finally. Which is just going to be me being very angry, actually. Anyway, I will drop the Discord if anyone wants to stop by and say hi. It will have my schedule and what I'll be playing. The Monday streams are changing a little bit, so the schedule doesn't say it, but of course you can always check the Discord, and that will say... what is going on. So you can come there, check it out. I recently linked some clips you can also check out from random things. The recent game and a random throwback to me just driving my friends crazy in Elden Ring, if you want to check those out. But regardless, I'll be back tomorrow, and thank you to everyone that came and hung out. If it's morning for you, good morning. If it's good night, good night. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Found it.